What are you guys doing? Okay, hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me get set up here before I talk a little bit. Hello, Anthony. How you doing? I'm gonna get set up here. So be patient. Hey, D and RGW. Hello, James. Nice to see you in here. Hello. Get a little set up here. My wife would be mad if I made a terrible mess across here, so I wanted to get, especially because I might have some chalks out here in a little bit. So I'm getting my stuff out. I'm getting ready. Who else is in here? Nora, hello. Nice to see you. Chasco, Dwayne, nice to see you. Nathan DeLay, EDRG, hello. Hello, EJ Jeff, Martin, Weatherman Harry. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Ralph, nice to see you. Hello, Vinny, nice to stop in. Trying to figure out here before I get started. Who else is in here? PNSF Dave Inscaler, hello. How are you doing? Switch list, hello. Nice to see you. Hmm. Scully Kill, River Valley, hello. Tiogatin Valley Railroad and Coal Company, hello. Everybody coming in. How many do I have? Ooh, got 20, got 4 thumbs up. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I'm going to set up a few more things here. I'll use that. Let's use this. This. May use that. I've got all these set up too, so we are in good shape. All right. Nancy Jones, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Nice to see you. I'm checking my everything there. Good. Pretty much black, white. Okay. Jerry Satterdale, thank you for stopping in. Sparky is in here. I didn't see Sparky go by, but if he is, yep, Sparky is in here. All right. Hello to Sparky. Okay. So I'm upstairs. I've got a project to do tonight. Not much going on. I think I may have said something last time that Tom Pilling, maybe I didn't. Tom Pilling stopped by and visited the layout, and I know he's going to do a video. How much video he did, I don't remember. I don't know if it was very much. And he was recently in the hospital, so I hope he's doing well and everything's going good for him. Dave Piper, hello. Thank you for stopping in. So look for a video from him, and I think a number of other layouts he visited. He's going to do a which track do you choose video, something like that again. So other than Kevin Brown, he's really been the only other person that's visited my layout. It's on YouTube, so that was pretty cool. So look for that. And not much really going on. I do run trains. I ran an Amtrak train. Probably need to get back to it. And the thing is, I only have a few, maybe a couple weeks of weather, and then I'll be raking leaves or blowing leaves and picking up the yard. But winter is coming probably this weekend, from what they're saying. So we'll see what Sunday brings. Gets cold enough I don't have to mow the yard, but maybe this Sunday we go down and I maybe do some video. I'll see what's going on. So we shall see. I'll put it that way. So, um, but I do have lots of projects, as I mentioned. My nephew did come and visit last weekend. First time he, yep, it will be, Ralph. Especially after this weekend, it'll get close to frost, if not frost. So that'll slow things down a lot. Um, Probably didn't get done a lot of stuff I wanted to. There's some weekends where I worked and we did other things, as well as working on the house and cleaning up the yard and all kinds of things. So that's coming to an end. I'll be back on the layout and hopefully making some good progress. Hopefully, Lance, thanks for stopping in. That's good. Yeah, I guess. Jeff, you're right. Rick from Switch List. I am in the center of Illinois. So from EJE Jeff, I think he's up in the Joliet area. I'm about 2 hours from him, south of him. So, but yeah, I'm in smack dab middle of Illinois. As you guys know, when I do my On Track Tuesday reminders, I work in Monticello, which is about 45 minutes from Bloomington, where I live. And so they have the museum there. Last Saturday I was working, and the Saturday before I was working, it was Monticello-bration is what they called it. And the museum was open. They had everything out that ran. They had their Southern steam engine out. I can't remember, it's a 282 or yeah, maybe yeah, 228 or 280. I'll have to look on their website and see what they have, but it was out. You could hear it. You could hear it puffing, puffing, the steam whistle, and they also had. And I talked to Tom Pilling when he was here. I told him I wish they would restore this. It's in the IC Death Star. Oh yeah. So hopefully, Sparky, you get that done before the cold weather hits you. But it won't. It'll probably cool down a little bit. I'll still be able to do stuff outside. I got to get some stuff done for sure that I want to get done. I've got some concrete I've got to get out sometime before it really gets bad and cold, before it turns to bricks. But down at the Monticello Railroad Museum, they have I think I might have mentioned this before, the first like the demo of the SD40, SD40X. I think it was built on the SD39 frame, and it went to the GM&O first as number 950, and all their SD40s were labeled were 900 to 920. I think they had 20 of the SD40-2s. This was the only SD40X that they had. So it is there. It's in Death Star. I see Death Star paint, which is it's okay. That part of the IC I didn't mind. Actually, as I grow older, I become more fond of the childhood memories and the railroads that I watched. Except for I do have a distaste for Union Pacific, and I always will. Sorry, Roy Smith, if you're watching. I just it's not my railroad. So, but I'm kind of starting to find some more ICG stuff. I've got some plans for some of my rolling stock. I do have an N-scale crane. I think it was an old Atlas. Came as a kit, as an old Illinois Central kit, and it is the type of crane they use. The GM&O had one, IC had one. I think I'm going to take that crane and paint it 80s orange and black and put the ICG eye on it like it was. that's my plans for that in the future. So I just got to do all that and find the paint and the couplers and everything else. I still have a couple pieces to get on the layout, so I got to do that. A ton of projects um, to do. Some rolling stock to upgrade. I got rolling stock to put out, haven't put out. And of course, I got the big project. As you guys know from Steamtown, Sparky gave me an expansion set of Unitrack. I got to use that and go around the corner. It'll be done a little bit differently. I've got some different plans for those modules around that corner. Way different, built similar, but it's going to be a little bit different style. So I look forward to trying to figure that out. I don't think it'll cost as much in materials. They'll be a lot lighter. The end part, what I'm planning is not very wide. Maybe probably about as wide as my desk, which I think is not even, maybe like 28 inches. And I'll have the main kind of come together, dog bone out, come around off one of those tracks, is so I don't have to put in the Digitrax reverse loop circuit, because I don't think I can figure that out yet. Someday I will. I could run a reverse loop now easy if I wanted to. Probably would be pretty cool to do, but I'd have to figure out the wiring a little bit. So yes, Rick, I've got to get your stuff out. So hopefully yours and EJ Jeff, I got to mail your stuff. That's from a long time ago. I owe them guys. It's sitting down on my workbench and box, ready to go. Especially Jeff, I threw in a couple extra things I know you're going to like. So I've got to get those out. So, so yes, I've got to get those out. That's on the list as well to do. I think when I get back onto the layout. So I get some decoders and some locomotives and get them out and going. A lot of stuff to do. So definitely work to do on the layout. Stay tuned for videos. We'll be making videos again, I promise. Definitely some landscaping stuff to do. I've got that beautiful engine facility and I got a plan around it. Probably will do the back along that whole stretch up to my side backdrop. When I expand, I've got some ideas. That's going to stay, and I've got a few ideas on what I want to do with that. So we'll see how that goes when I get to that point and decide to move on. But if I don't get to that point this winter, it's definitely in the future for sure. But I've got a ton of cool stuff to make videos on. So definitely a ton of things to do. So and let's see, Vinny's contest still going. I've got to get into that. I hope so. I know DIY had his a little bit ago. Other contests, I don't really know any other contests that are going on. So if there is a contest, put it up here. We will definitely advertise it. So as far as live stream go, remember tomorrow night is Sparky at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Always a good time. A lot of times Wilmer left a reply to my video and said that he won't be able to watch. And I said, on replay, he'll watch it. And I said, I've been watching everybody's on replay lately. So okay, that's cool. So Tiogatin Valley Railroad and Coal Company, he's going to have a contest, 250 subs when he reaches that. Depends on what he's going to do. Good. Vinny's going to do an update course on his. So I've got to get in it, but. And Sparky's got to announce his two from this Wednesday. So, okay. Now, on to part one of this project. Digger, I didn't see you in here. Thank you for stopping in. I did not see you. I apologize. I have a ton of these. Whether it's, I see, get a little bit closer. This isn't weathered. It's just probably a little bit old looking. This is an old coil car. It's a Trix. If you're an N scale, you know that this is a out of Austria, Europe, maybe. I think is where they were from, and they made early N scale stuff. Some of the railroads they picked are pretty cool. The cars are not too bad detail wise for something cheap. So I have a ton of these, and some of them are nice pieces. Some of them I'm not going to ever probably use. I got some other ideas for them, like old maintenance away box cars, all weathered up. I got one down there I did on my previous layout. I still have on this layout. My voice is going to crack, so pardon me. So I have a ton of these. Some of these are nice. And then also I have older Atlas ones, which are nice too. But you have to change the wheel sets. These are the old Rapido hook style couplers. They're referred to as Rapidos. You can still see this has got the old metal wheels on it. I have a Penn Central one just like this. I weathered all up and I use it. Runs great. Put micro train trucks on it, which is what we're going to do first. Take these right off. Don't want to lose my tabs. These you can also use. I've got an idea for these as well. Maybe that'll be a part 2. So I'll keep those. I've got a ton of those stored away. Also, you can weather these up. Could be good pieces in your yard, like by a shed or out in a weedy patch. You see these all the time on just a little short piece of track. So, yeah, old Trix are just, they're everywhere. So, made in West Germany. Okay. I thought I thought it was Austria or somewhere like that, but West Germany. It kind of was the basis, I think, for Atlas when they got started. But so some of these I can still use. Like this one, I wouldn't mind using, and I'm gonna do step 1 to how I'm gonna put it on the layout. Which I forgot to bring it up and show you what I use, but I'll get to that in a minute. I definitely need some hoppers. I need some bigger 4-bay hoppers, some cylinder hoppers. Hoppers are something I'm going to be big in because I'm going to be big in grain. So the only thing about the prototype, my voice is dry because it's getting dry and cold, is this Burlington route little emblem right here. Wouldn't be white. It would be white, but inside would be black. Which is something you could probably fix with the decal if I wanted to, but see now this is a cheap car. And it's just lying around needing trucks. We're going to do something else. So I'm not going to put this top back on. I do have, I could weather this up, but it's got the walkway. So we're done with the top. And what I did is dull coated this with the Testors clear coat. Cheap. You see guys use it all the time. It works really, really well. And then it'll come back and, of course, after do what I want to do to this, give it a coat over to seal it up. So typical Atlas treatment. Yeah, Atlas has done some great. You're right, Dave. I've got some of their Illinois grain company. I've got a Rock Island. I've got some pretty cool ones, and they're not too expensive to find on eBay. So First thing I want to do is get this inside of here. You can see this is nice and red. I'm going to say this was going around in the 80s, mid 80s to maybe early 90s, probably late 90s. This disappeared probably altogether. Let me see what other details this has on it, but I don't see it. Still got the brake wheel on it. I think my Penn Central one's missing that, so I'll have to find one for it. But so first thing I want to do is do this inside. So I'm going to do this a number of ways. I do want a little bit of red to show. So I'm going to find my better color for rust, which darker rust, you always use the burnt sienna. And I'm going to water it down. I'm going to use my water here just a little bit. I actually watered down just a little bit for the base because, like I said, I want a little red to show. Just want a little bit of just a little drop. Come on out. Of course, I haven't used this for a while, so there we go. So I hope it didn't kill up on me. I would hate that. Okay. So I'm going to water this acrylic down. I found that these folk art paints from Hobby Lobby are the best for weathering that I've found. And then what I'm going to do is probably come back with some chalk pastels and really let this dry and really hit it pretty good. Maybe use some of this right here. So I'll water it down first. Let's see how this goes. I may have to actually use the real deal here. Yeah, there we go. Still want a little bit of the red to come through on the sides, but not much. I'm gonna probably put some chalk in here that'll really get all weathered up. Let's see. See how this looks under the light. A little bit too much water here, so give the old finger again. There we go. Don't ever really use your finger unless you want to. I get dirty all the time when I weather. Okay, the sides are looking pretty good. The bottom's going to need some work. We'll get there with some pastels next. But I can kind of see, it's hard to see in this light. Back here you can see I've got a good rust brown color going. So next I'll get to the inside here. And let's see what color I want to use for the inside. To get a good rust color. Let's see. What do I use for good rust color inside? I'm going to use this brown. Get that going here. Get a little water on this. Pastels, you can use water a little bit. It'll work as well. I really like using a balance of acrylics and pastels to get the look that I want. So hopefully tonight I get the body of this done, and then we'll move on to the next phase of this. I'm gonna have a little bit more of this acrylic on here too. Yeah, I'm using this old towel that I got, and it's okay. Except for I forgot to get something to get some chalk off of this. So I'm going to use my brush. Oh yeah, there we go. Ah, that's going to add some color to it now. So let's get it good. Let's see if you guys can see this just a little bit better here. I hope the light's not too bad for you. And let's see, I'll take a little bit of water here. See if we can get this light down. Oh, no, the light on my side looks a little bad. So tried this one. This might blind me though. This might actually, let's see how this. Well, that's way too much. Way too much. Turn that off. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's what I think about bad in this office. I like using it, but the light, it's kind of bad. So, okay. So I'm getting more rust color right back here in the light, in that gondola. So next, take a little bit of black. Black will, with a little bit of brush here, this will definitely dirty it up like you would not believe. You want a little bit in here too. So get my brushes out here that I use for chalk. When I use pastels, I always use this big brush like this, especially using a body. It works really great. So this really, really added the rust color to this. Make sure I kind of hit everything. That's looking a lot better. Still can see some of the red in there, but we'll see how this turns out when it dries. But there you can kind of definitely now see it darken up a little bit. It's a little bit of black in there with that rust, so which is good. So the next step, I'm going to go out to the body, and I'll come back and touch this all up inside. That's not a problem. So we're going to come to the body, and what I want to do is lighten that up, and that's really easy to do. Let me find my white. I think I'm going to need more white here. That's black. That's gray. Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Hello, Gertie. What you doing? Oh, no, you don't need the help. Yeah, you don't need the help. You don't need to eat your chalk. Yeah, you see yourself on TV. Yeah, yeah. That was Chloe. That's our female dog, and she loves to check out everything. She's being very good right now. Thank you. She loves. She's high energy. She loves people. She loves to jump, lick, you name it. She loves it. Harley is here too. He's somewhere. So thank you, Digger. And now they're probably going to fight and wrestle because they know I'm doing something in here. So I'm trying to light this up a little bit in spots, give it a dust look. Sometimes a gray will work. I think I will go with my gray because I have a little bit more of that right now. Try a little bit more white on the side as well. I kind of go down like and across, just trying to get it in to get it in the cracks and stuff on the plastic. Hard to see, of course, on here, but this is really coming along. I'll have to show this on the layout someday. Running in a tray. Okay, let's take this gray. There we go. That's much better looking. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm using my gray now instead of switching my white because my white's out. So I'm using a light gray pastel, just adding it, just toning down the red a little bit. And also a good technique, which didn't bring my knife up here, shame on me, is really getting, maybe scraping off some of the lettering as well, some of the reporting marks. Sometimes they don't always hold up good. Okay, so I think I've kind of lightened up this body enough. That's going to be good. It's dirtied it up. Get a look under the light. Looking pretty good. Okay. So you can see, kind of lightened us up a little bit, both on the reporting ends, definitely on the reporting ends. Look faded, dirty. That's what I want. So my next step is going to be a little bit more of the detail in the weathering, some of the rust on the outside. So Ouch, Tygotten. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Hope you feel better. Okay. All right. I'm going to take my little brush here. We're going to do a little weathering along the top of this. This is going to be some light brush down. I want to go down to make it look like it's really rusted. Probably over some of the Burlington, a lot over the Burlingtons, just to cover up. That's another way you can cover up the lettering, make it look, the reporting marks, and make it look old. Yeah, that's looking pretty tasty. Guess that's going to be my catchphrase. Looks pretty tasty. Don't know how it replies to trains, but so just going down, just like with the basically where the rivets would be and where the seams of the car would be. So that's a little bit better. Do a little bit on the reporting ends. Yeah, this will be good with a load. So yeah, you can see the Burlington's getting covered up a little bit with rust. I wish I could use a different light, or maybe I could do this where you can see a little bit better. Let's see if you guys can see that a little bit better. So you can kind of see that it's getting all rusted up looking. Can hardly see the B and the ton. This is probably the way it would look back in the 80s. So you guys behave. My kids are acting out. Okay, so we'll continue up at the top. Just feather it down. This whole thing on the top probably would be rusted. So this will be really rusted because I think it would be anyway. In the 80s, you kind of see it said Burlington on it. This looks pretty good. I really like how this is turning out, provided I get a little bit of the thickness of this. Yeah, I want to put that around the top. Just that top's just going to be rusted. There's some red peeking through, but I've got to get a little bit better. You see some brush marks in this middle, so I got to get a little bit better on the brush marks. Let's see, we'll get a little bit here on the reporting ends. Probably give this a little bit more black on the outside. Give it a little dirtied up. This is looking pretty rusty. Pretty rusty. I like this. So that's how it's turning out so far. Reporting ends are done. I got a little bit too much on there. There we go. Okay, this top here is really rusted on this side. That's okay. Top's really rusted. It's exactly the way it would look. Give a little bit more in the inside there a little bit, so this will look pretty good. Okay, let that dry for a minute. Nice and rusty. This is probably getting close to the end of part one. So let me get a little bit of more gray. All right. Now would be a good time to kind of gray this up a little bit too. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of dirt to it as well. Just gonna down on the bottom, add a little bit of dirt. This looks really good. I'm kind of very happy with this. Make sure I kind of lighten it up a little bit. When you go dark, you can always use something to lighten it up if you think it's a little bit too dark. That's kind of what would take some of the luster off of this. This looks really good. Which when Tom Pilling came, he was really shocked him the way that tricks turned out. He couldn't believe this was a trick. So I thought this would not be a bad little thing to do for On Track Tuesday. So, and I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Great. So someday I'll go around. Maybe I should do a video sooner rather than later of some of my weathered up cars, which look very good. Okay, so we're good. I think put a little dirt on it. Hope you guys can see this clear. Maybe if I get it up in here, you can see a little bit better light. Sorry about that. That's the way the office is. Down the layout, you probably could see. Uh, so, all right. So that is the end of part one of this project. I'm gonna let this dry. So a couple things. You know what? I'm not done with this project because look at that bottom. That's like perfect pristine. Wouldn't happen in the real railroad, would it? No. So I can't let that go. Can't let that go. That was a mistake I almost made right here on Track Tuesday. That never happens on camera, does it? All right, we get to get some dirt here on the bottom. So let me do that. And they're arguing I gave them both the same toy. One thinks one got a better toy than the other. So especially underneath, I don't want this black part to be seen like, oh, looks good under the black. Oh, you can see black, it looks new underneath. Tip when you're weathering, remember to always do the underneaths as well. Don't forget the underneaths like I just did. Because, if it's weathered on the sides inside, it's a hopper, chances are it looks pretty gross underneath. Just saying. Give this a little more, especially this little rail where the frame of the car is underneath, where the air tank is. You got to definitely weather this up better. Underneath, almost forgot. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks a lot better underneath. Add a coat of some white to it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lipopotamus. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm on TV. Afterwards, in the living room, we'll watch a channel called Tucker Budson. It's about a Labrador or a retriever, golden retriever, and they both watch it. They love watching it, especially on YouTube or some of the dog channels. So, all right. So that's the inside. The bottom looks much better. Now it is, of course, dark, but if you looked at it in a better light, you can see that's rusted up. Looks much better. I can't believe I almost forgot that. So now that concludes part one. For now. So future for this car include coming up with loads, and I've got an idea on a load, so we'll go over that on the next part, as well as the finishing touch will be the trucks. These will be micro trains on here. I'm just going to pop them in and be done with it. I got a set to put on here. That was a plan a long time ago I got for this. It's a nice set, so it'll be perfect. With a load in it, it'll keep it weighed down. This is kind of light, so I got to be kind of careful with that. So, but while I'm here, I do have a question for you guys, especially anybody that's into the weathering. Just exactly, I think some chemicals, but I'm not really sure what you would use some of these colors for, other than weathering maybe structures or maybe cars, automobiles, stuff like that. But that's like a lime green. We've got a really almost sky turquoise pastel, just out of curiosity. That's always wondered. Like the darker ones, I know what I can use that for, moss and mold on structures and stuff like that. But those colors, I'm always wondering what would people use those for? Because I'm still trying to figure that out. So copper oxide, yeah. So just kind of go back and see what people are talking about. Georgia Sunbelt in here. Yeah, Anthony, I didn't see you in here. Thank you for stopping in. Barn full of trains. I didn't see you in here. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate that. Bottom does. That's true. In scale, you can kind of see the bottom if your layout sits up. Mine comes up to about here on me. A lot of people put it eye level. I didn't really want to go another about 8 to 12 inches to put it eye level, where you can see things like that under your cars. But I do try to do the full piece of rolling stock to get the effect, to try to get every nook and cranny that I can, make it look realistic. Because I'm into trying to make it as close to I don't prototype my layout. I freelance, but as far as operations and structures and everything else goes, I try to keep that as close to prototypical as I can. Which some people do both. They combine both. They do one, the other. But that's what I prefer to do. But I got to get back up here. Thank you, Jeff Allen. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, Digger. All right. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, PDRRE. That's kind of what I think, and also could be used for grain on the track or chemicals. It kind of resembles a grain, so lightly like a little pile you would see along elevators and such. I have a lot of that. I'm going to have a big one. So, okay. Well, that's good to know. Cool. Yeah. I just like to get into the underneath and everything else on my vehicle, on my rolling stock when I weather it. But so hopefully I can do a video because I've got a few more pieces on the layout. I'm actually going to, this is dry, I'm going to put this on the top so I don't lose my little tabs for the, I put the trucks on because I still want to use the originals, make sure it fits good. So, hey, Christopher, thank you for stopping in. Still going to go a little bit, maybe about 10 more minutes or so. Get almost a full hour in tonight, as I promised my last one. Got cut short. See, I'm going to put all this away, put my stuff away as we talk. So, put this away. So on to part 2. Next On Track Tuesday, be part 2. We'll have some fun with that for sure. For sure. Probably gonna pick this up as well. Make sure to because my wife gets mad when I do pastels. I get them everywhere. Hopefully not on the laptop, but I do get into it. Now this is my rag from downstairs too. So I do make a mess. Like in the wintertime, I should be watching TV in the kitchen. I'll bring up and do a structure, which I have 2 structures, which are vital to my layout to do. The printing company, which I'm going to name after a GM&O printing company that they serviced on the Sparta district. It was known as the comic book plant because that's what they made there. I believe in Sparta, Illinois, I believe is where it was actually. So you just have to go for it. That's what I was going to do. And I never thought I'd do a locomotive. And I kind of go by, I'm a locomotives. I go by my time period and I go by a prototypical picture. So when I do my Santa Fe locos or my 2 newer IC ones, the black and white ones, they'll be done to my black and white IC ones probably won't have much weather on them. And neither will Santa Fe because for the most part, they kept their fleet pretty clean. Other railroads at the time. Probably the top railroads kept their locomotives in pretty good shape because they had the means to do so. So, but you just have to get into weathering. Yeah, JC's Rip Track is a great channel. Oh, Harley is a great channel to get into, especially weathering. He's fantastic at it. He does a lot of projects he's great at. So this is our other puppy, Harley. He's not really much in the. Come here. Come here. Come here. You go say hello. Nope, you've gotten a lot bigger, aren't you? You're like up to here. But before I had to hold you up here. Didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah, being a good boy. Yeah, he has gotten big. Yellow wash could work. Anthony, you're right. That could be used. So a lot of different ideas, a lot of different projects. Good to know some other uses for some of these colors, though. So I've never thought about maybe trying to mix colors just to see. So, okay, one that was just here, Harley. He is what they call a Huskyador, which is a breed between a Husky and a Labrador. Our last dog was the same thing. We had him for almost 15 years, or actually 15 and a half years, before he just got bad with arthritis. That's what Harley is. Chloe was supposed to be the same type of dog, but wasn't. When we got her from a rescue, and she's only a month younger, maybe around the same age as Harley. She is part lab, part terrier, part boxer, which she's not going to get any bigger than what she is, about 45 pounds. So that's my puppies. And Harley will probably be about twice her size. He'll probably wind up being close to 70 pounds, maybe. He's kind of small, smaller than our last one. He topped out at 95 when he was about 6 or 7. That's probably the peak of his weight. So Harley will probably be about 70, maybe 75. To me, that's not a big dog because I had 90. It just didn't seem like that dog was big to me. So. Which Lance, I got to get looking at your layout again. I haven't seen it, so you can run trains without a loop. You can do switching. You can do all kinds of things. So, well, that's cool. So, well, guys, I've kind of reached the end. If you guys want to give your channels a shout out, go ahead. Remember, I'll be back again with part 2 of this project on my next On Track Tuesday, which I believe the next On Track Tuesday next week will be should be Benny, should be Creative Rails. I always look forward to that, especially now he's got a little bit on the layout going. It's very cool. I love his plans for his layout. So, and of course, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Sparky. And let's not forget, I think Vinny comes on at probably 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. That's all I know. From his live show Friday night with Cousin Vinny. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Jerry. So he will be on as well. Don't forget to check him out and get in there. Yeah, I'm the same way, Jeff. 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, he's at 8 p.m. That would be right, 8 p.m. Eastern. I said 7. See, I can't get this time thing straight. I just know my time zone. When I went to Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, yeah, it really screwed me up. But yeah, that's true, Digger. That's about what time it is. No problem. You take care. Hope everything goes good for you. Hope you get better. And I'll look for Vinny's video. Remember, get in his contest as well. And that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Thank you for stopping in. Like I said, hopefully now that winter's coming and things start to slow down outside, I will get into. I've got some projects to do. So it should be fun. I got to finish my town and start around the other backdrop, which is going to be all industrial. I've got a ton of ideas and a ton of videos to do. Um, so I'll see everybody in the chats and in your videos. I hope you catch my videos when I post them. So thank you, Lance, Ralph. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in, guys. And I will catch you guys later. So good night.